It's January 9th, 2025. I want to comment on an article from the Times of Israel titled, "No More, quote unquote, cannon fodder. Parents of troops slain hostages demand Gaza deal. Netanyahu accused of endangering soldiers to stay in office as official insists no progress in Doha while feting arrival of Trump aide Witkoff. Hamas claims war toll tops 46,000. Hundreds of parents of troops fighting in Gaza accused Prime Minister Netanyahu of needlessly prolonging the conflict and risking the lives of their children Thursday. I'm going to skip ahead here. In an open letter to Netanyahu, more than 800 parents of Israel Defense Forces soldiers fighting in Gaza or who previously fought in the enclave accused the premier of acting irresponsibly in managing the war, demanding he reach a deal and threatening to launch a, quote, all-out struggle. I'm not sure what that means. Quote, our sons and daughters set out on a necessary war brought upon us by your actions. They lost many friends and are continuing to die and get injured mentally and physically. We, quote, unquote, cannot allow you to continue sacrificing our children as cannon fodder. The IDF has no reason to stay in Gaza besides fulfilling Messianic wishes of settling there, the letter alleged. I want to remind everyone of Adir Tahar, Hashem Yikom Damo. He was in Golani 51 on October 7th. And he fought bravely against Hamas terrorists. They killed him, took his head to Gaza, and tried to sell it online for $10,000. Thank God the IDF found it and returned it so he could have a proper burial with his full body. But that is what the state of Israel is fighting for right now. That is what the Jewish people are fighting for right now. Enough of these politics and trying to use a hatred of Netanyahu to undermine the purpose of this war. Israel has to ensure that something like October 7th will never happen again and enforce the law of the land so that there is no Hamas. The politics of the situation are extremely ugly. The idea that the parents would accuse Netanyahu of fulfilling, quote unquote, messianic wishes of settling there is insulting, and it's flat wrong. The soldiers are fighting on behalf of Israel, on behalf of the Jewish people, to ensure that these savages cannot do another October 7th and to ensure that there's real security. And think about how that looks to the soldiers that are fighting right now when you're accusing the prime minister of doing such a thing. I think it's time that everybody just agree that everybody has the right intentions, mostly, and that we might have a different way of actually going about it. But to say that someone doesn't care about the lives of the soldiers because he hasn't found a solution or a peace agreement with the group that beheaded Adir Tahar and tried to sell his head on eBay is quite unbelievable.